What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You're here with Justin, aka Adobe One Kenobi, back with another groundbreaking, mind-altering tutorial. We're in a little bit of a different setting today. I'm actually in my office, which doubles as my kitchen. And I just wanted to quickly talk today about the sound design process of my latest edit in particular, which was the Vans and Dime shoe collab that I shot for Adrift Skate Shop. And I just wanted to touch on this because I think sound design is overlooked a lot by beginner editors or people who are just starting to edit, and it's actually probably just as important as the quality of the visuals. Think about any time you've watched an interview or anything that has sound in it. If the sound is shit, it doesn't matter if the footage is 8K, you're gonna wanna turn it off because you're like, what the hell am I even listening to? So never overlook sound, and today we're gonna look in depth at how I actually did the sound design for this particular video. So let's jump right into the computer. I'm gonna walk us through kind of my process. But before we do that, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I'm 5 away from 400, I think. So we're slowly moving along, but I'm still trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. So make this stuff pop for me. Please, guys, I'm begging you. And finally, leave a comment. Let me know what your sound design process is like. If you learned anything today or if there's anything you want to learn moving forward, please let me know. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, for those of you who have not yet seen the ad I'm referring to, I'm gonna leave a link right here. So make sure to watch that first so you can get a feel for what the final product is like. And now we're just going to jump into Premiere and quickly go over my process and my approach to designing the sound for this edit in particular. So we're gonna play it through once without the audio so you can just get a feel for the sound design itself. Cool. So let's go through this step by step. So you'll notice that the main thing you're probably paying attention to is overall the theme is sort of that quick shutter speed transition. You know, I do it in a lot of my videos, but I found a sound that works really well with that. It's kind of like a multiple whoosh sound effect. So on these clips here, they're all sort of sped up, and I have this effect attached to it because I think it fits really well. So pretty straightforward. I do also have a lot of cinematic booms you'll notice on key points I want to emphasize at the very start of the video when he lands his trick, when the product is first shown. Just you get that sort of boom and it adds impact to the shot whether you're conscious of it or not when you're watching it, but it does help a lot. Another thing you'll notice, which is pretty straightforward, since we are in a city setting, I do have this city sound effect that I got off Epidemic Sounds, just kind of playing in the background to kind of give the vibe that you're actually in this location. So nothing too crazy. And then other than that, it's mostly just about finding parts of the video that would have sound and finding something that would match it. So for instance, we have the zipper on the backpack opening and then him pulling out the cardboard box. So I have a zipper sound effect, and then I also have, I think, a cardboard sound effect to match the box coming out of the bag. So super simple, but it's really about using your imagination and thinking, what sound is going to work with this shot? It's not always going to be as simple as this is a zipper, I'm just going to Google a zipper sound effect. Sometimes it could be someone taking off a jacket, and you can't really search taking off jacket sound effects, so you have to go and maybe find like a flag in the wind sound effect and then manipulate it for the purpose you need it for. So it's all about being creative and finding certain sounds that fit the visuals you're going for. Now, another thing I want to touch on is I did use some in-camera audio when he was skateboarding. So when he puts his board down, So another thing I did just to increase the impact of the skateboarding itself is you'll notice when he pops, there's a sound effect right here. I actually found a skateboard popping sound effect. And then when he landed as well. I did have, obviously, the in-camera audio, but I wanted to take it that extra mile because I was kind of far away and I didn't have the greatest mic when I was shooting this. So I went and found those again on Epidemic Sounds and just put them in place, and it is much more impactful in my opinion. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is a little trick that helps a lot, I find, with sound design. It's adding a low pass to some of your clips. It kind of gives it the impression that it's underwater. So if I play this clip here without the low pass, you'll hear that it sounds like a skateboard rolling or whatever. And now if I play it with the low pass, it's a little more discreet, but I feel like it blends into the overall video a lot better. So yeah, I use the low pass on probably 75% of my audio files when I am doing sound design. It's really useful. You can play with the parameters and make it more predominant or less predominant, but it's a really good tool to play around with. And that's pretty much it for today. Not anything too mind-blowing or overly complicated, but it is something that can take your videos to a whole other level. Start stacking your sound effects library. Every time you download one, put it somewhere that you can reuse in the future. That's a good rule of thumb. And yeah, just get creative with it. Honestly, don't put yourself in a box. If you have something you're trying to score, say it's a car driving, obviously there's a lot of car sound effects out there, but whatever the situation is, don't just think you have to find the exact audio for that. Get creative and find something else. It's basically like if you've ever seen those behind the scenes of Hollywood movies and it's like the blood and guts scenes and they're showing you how they create that. It's actually with like celery or they're like crushing watermelons. So that's a little advanced, but think of it that way. You just have to get creative and think what could sound like this picture that I'm trying to portray. And there we have it for the video today. Super quick. I hope it was informative. It's definitely something that I've been working on in the last little bit, and I've noticed it's taken my videos to a whole other level, so I really wanted to touch on it. If you haven't, go check out the Vans ad I did with my roommate Rod. Really excited on how that turned out. The reception's been great, and the sound design is a very big part of that. And nextly, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. It helps a lot, more than you probably know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of today's video. If you like these more kind of walkthrough tutorial type videos, I'd love to keep doing some of them if that's something that people find helpful. And finally, please subscribe. Again, I'm almost at 400. I think we're 5 away. And the goal is to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. We're really not on pace to do it at this point, but on a wing and a prayer, maybe we can get there. Share the video with whoever you think is going to benefit. And with that being said, I'll see you next week. Peace.